That's the one right there, man. What up? It's been a minute, man. I'm back. Intro.
You should come rolling my
Yo, what up? My name is Vladimir Riché from ChasingRouter.com. I know a lot of you have been wondering where have I been, so I wanted to make a video just so that we can talk about it. Just to get this out of the way, I'm fine. My family's fine, thank God. I know some of you have been checking on me. I really appreciate that. Just have to step away for a little while. I didn't mean to step away for that long, but it was getting to a point where YouTube was starting to feel like it was work. As you guys know, YouTube is not my full-time thing, but I really enjoy making these videos. I do these videos because I like them. I'm not really making a lot of money on YouTube, but it got to a point where it started to feel like work. I felt like it was time for me to step away just so I could get the love back. I mean, we family. I can talk to you guys about this. The past couple months, man, I feel like my channel has really taken a dive as far as the views, the subscriber count. And usually I don't really care about that because I know that I'm the best at what I do, you know what I mean? So I never really look at it like because this guy has more subscribers than me, he's better than me, or because this guy's been doing it since before me and he has less subscribers, I should feel thankful that I have the amount of subscribers that I have. I don't look at it like that. Just to keep it 100 with you, if someone was to ask me before I started YouTube, after 2 years, how many subscribers do you think I would have? I would say about 100,000. So being that I only have about 12,000 subscribers, in the back of my head is definitely something that I think about, like, why isn't the channel growing? I did hit a big milestone a couple months ago. I hit 10,000 subscribers, but it's like 4 or 5 months later, I'm like 2,000 more since that time. The channel should be growing, not taking a step back. I was like, why am I doing this, putting all this time to do this when it's not really reaching that many people? But in the grand scheme of things, when you're on YouTube and you have the opportunity to reach so many people, 12,000 subscribers is really not that many. But taking this little break really made me realize that it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of guys here that I'm helping and I kind of let them down by not putting out any videos. So I truly apologize for that. It is what it is, man. The views, the subscribers, they'll come when they come, you know what I'm saying? But we're just gonna keep doing what we do. But that's pretty much it as far as an update. About 2 weeks ago on January 21st, I reached a milestone where I've been on this platform for 2 years. And I posted my first video on Instagram. And it's funny how a lot of people never really seen my first video. So I think some people thought that was a new video, but it was called 8 Menswear Hacks in 90 Seconds. To this day, it's still one of my favorite videos, probably my favorite video that I've ever done. By the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, you're definitely slacking. Username is Chase.Rider, so definitely do that. I'm very active on there. I get a lot of questions on there. But in the caption of the video, I did ask for people to ask me some questions that I can answer in the first video that I make when I come back. So let's get right to it, man. So my man Jean from France, Jean7509, very sharp dude, by the way. He asked me, how did you like the tweed jacket this winter? Give us some feedback. So in the last video that I made in December, I did review a tweed jacket from Spear & McKay. And in that video, I also mentioned that I felt like Spear & McKay had the best fall and winter sport coat selection for 2020-2021. I still stand by that statement. I've been wearing this jacket a lot. And since that video, I bought another one from that collection. I got the brown one. I can't get enough of these jackets, man. This one, I haven't gotten it back from the tailor yet. Tweed jacket is something that every man should own, like I mentioned in my last video. If you haven't seen that video, link it somewhere up here. I'll also include in the description so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The next question comes from CL Solar. That's my guy, man. This dude's been riding with me for a minute. He wanted to know what color shirt for tan/white linen suits. That's a pretty good question. For tan/ let's say like khaki suit, I like to wear a blue shirt, but you can also style it with a light pink shirt. It's not really not that different from, let's say, wearing a gray suit. You can do a lot with a tan suit. There are plenty of different options, like striped shirts that are blue and white really go well with those kind of light brown colors. You can even wear like a white shirt with a tan suit. I would wear a white shirt that's like a button down collar just to dress it down a little bit, because usually a tan suit is going to be like a khaki suit, or like you said in your case, like a linen suit, which is a more casual suit. So you can definitely dress it down with a button down collar. But yeah, you can wear a lot of different options, man. But light pink is a good color, as I was saying. Blue, like a light blue, blue and white stripes is really nice, or just a white shirt. That's where I would start and then play with it from there. As far as a white suit, you definitely want to wear something where there's going to be a bit of a contrast. You want to wear something that's going to pop. I wouldn't wear a white shirt with a white suit. Typically, I don't like darker shirts, but for a white suit, I can definitely see myself wearing like a denim shirt. Pink shirt also, like I was saying before, for the tan suit, you can also wear a pink shirt with a white suit. I would practically wear the same thing I wear with a tan suit. I would also wear that with a white suit, minus the white shirt. I wouldn't wear a white shirt with a white suit. Next question. The next question comes from my man Gangnam Styles. You should definitely follow him on Instagram as well. His stories be lit. But he wants to know when is the next shoe purchase. I haven't really been thinking about shoes, man. Believe it or not. There's not really like one pair of shoes that I want that I don't have right now. Well, obviously, of course, there's shoes that I want that I don't have, but there hasn't really been one where I'm like, damn, I really have to get those shoes. Like, it hasn't been that pressing to me. So I really don't know what the next shoe purchase is going to be, man. I wish I had a better answer for you. When all else fails, I'm always thinking about what's the next split or derby that I can get. I do have a pair of boots coming from Sons of Henry. It should be here this month. I don't know, man. Maybe something in gray. That's something that I don't have. That did cross my mind a couple months ago to get something in gray, and I still haven't really found one that I really like yet. But yeah, probably something in gray would probably be my next shoe purchase. Next question. This one's come from After the Suit. He's also a great follow on Instagram. Pretty sharp dude. And he asked me, what are your personal style / wardrobe goals for 2021? That's another good question. When I first started getting dressed up, like really taking menswear serious, I used to wear mostly suits. Part of it was because of my job, and part of it was also because it was just easier to wear a suit than to do sport coats and trousers. Because you have to know if the sport coats is going to go with the trousers. I mean, since then I realized it's really not that hard. I've made a couple videos about that already. If you haven't seen them, I'll link them somewhere up here. Also include them in the description. Well, I feel like this past fall and winter, I really took a step to get more sport coats and trousers as opposed to suits. And I guess my style goal for 2021 is to kind of do the same thing, but this time for spring and summer. Like, I do have some spring and summer sport coats, but most of them are in solid colors. I feel like I'm going to experiment a bit more with patterns for the spring and summer, just to expand my wardrobe from suits to more casual clothing as far as sport coats and trousers. The next question comes from my man Darian, aka the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. If you're not following him, you definitely should. This dude's channel is all about fragrance, menswear. He does a really good job, and I learned a lot from him when it comes to fragrances. So you definitely should give him a follow. But he wanted to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would I rate MAGNANNI's and what are my issues with the brand? That's another good question, man. That's a question I've gotten so many times since I started YouTube. I've never really answered that question. Like, I've been meaning to make a video on it, but this is a good time for me to talk about it now, because like I said, I do get that question a lot. On a scale from 1 to 10, actually, before I get to that, just to give you a bit of a background, I'm very familiar with MAGNANNI. Like, when I worked in menswear, like 10 years ago, the company that I worked for used to carry MAGNANNI. So I used to sell MAGNANNI shoes, and like, I had a pair for myself. I'm very familiar with that brand. So I'm not just talking as someone that only sees those shoes in stores and don't really have any experience with them. So, you know, I'm very familiar with the brand. Although back then, back when I used to handle those shoes, I didn't really know that much about shoes to begin with. Now, back to the question, what would I rate MAGNANNI on a scale of 1 to 10? I never really gave it any thought as far as where I would rate it, but I'd have to say like a 2 or a 3. And the reason being is, and that'll answer the second part of the question, like what are my issues with the brand? Number one, the leather quality. Those shoes look really plasticky to me. Like, I go back to pictures from when I used to sell them. I mean, I don't remember the last time I went to a mall, but you know, back when we used to go to malls and I would see them in like Nordstrom or places like that, and they always look strange to me now. You know, back then I didn't notice it, but ever since I started to get into shoes, like seriously, I'm like, these shoes are a ripoff. I think they retail for around $300-400. I can't even really remember now. I think it's like close to $400 or more. they're easy, especially in America, to go to a mall and find a pair of shoes around that price. I can see why a lot of guys get them thinking that they're really nice, but it's like once you start comparing those shoes to shoes like Carmina, which is also available in the US, by the way. Boy, in New York, I'm spoiled, so I know that a lot of guys don't have Carmina stores where they are, even in the US, but you can order the shoes and they get delivered and you can return them if you don't like them. I know it's not ideal, you want to try the shoes on, but that shouldn't be a reason for you to spend $400 on a pair of shoes. That's not great, you know what I mean? And the reason why I'm like rating them a 2 or 3 is because A, the leather quality is not great. B, the last leave a lot to be desired. Like the shape of the shoes, I don't know, it just, they don't look like classic shoes to me. It's like, if you don't know anything about shoes really, it's kind of hard to see what I'm talking about. But once you see those shoes and you put them next to a pair of Carmina, they just don't really compare. But the biggest reason why I'm rating them a 2 or 3 is due to the construction. Those shoes are not even Blake stitched. I forgot what the construction method that they use is, but those shoes are not going to be easy to get them resold. I mean, not that you probably would want to get them resold anyway, because I don't really see these leathers really holding up for a long time. Like, I don't think the leather is going to look good after a few years, but let's say it did. Getting those shoes resold is not going to be easy, because not that many cobblers will be able to do that job because of the construction method. Now, they're not totally worthless. If they were to retail for, let's say, half the price, like $150 to $200, I would say, yeah, you can get those. They're not the best, but they're only $150. But for them to retail for what they retail at, to me, that's a total ripoff, man. There are just way too many good options out there for the same price or less for someone to settle for MAGNANNI, man. I just don't really get it. I mean, to each their own if you got it like that, but I wouldn't put my reputation on the line and advise anyone to get a pair of MAGNANNIs. There are just way too many good options out there, and if you're not familiar with me, this is your first time watching one of my videos and you're wondering what brands am I referring to. So for example, I'm not even gonna go to like the hand-welted brands, like that's just, you know, we're not even gonna go that high because those shoes are more expensive than MAGNANNI, so that's not fair. But talking about shoes in the same price point or lower, Mailman is better than MAGNANNIs, Carlos Santos is better than MAGNANNIs, TLB is definitely better than MAGNANNIs, Carmina is better than MAGNANNIs. There are so many different options, man. It's not even really close, but yeah, those shoes are just not worth it, man. Those shoes are a ripoff.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
And if you're wondering what I'm wearing today, so today I'm wearing my navy chalk stripe flannel suit from Span McKay. This is from the fall and winter 2018, I want to say. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm wearing a Span McKay custom shirt. I'm wearing a Shibumi tie, which is ancient matter tie. I'm wearing a Drake's silk and wool pocket square. And I'm wearing my Joe Works dark brown shoes that you can't see right now. Wrist check, I'm wearing my 1965 Seiko Lord Marvel. Eventually I'll make a video on this watch. It's a beautiful watch. It's very rare. Lord Marvel itself is not that rare, but this particular dial configuration is pretty rare. So it's one of my pride and joy. I really love this watch. But yeah, that was my video, the first of 2021, where I answered a few questions and also gave you an update of where I've been. And hopefully I'll never go missing for that long again, all right? Hit the thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe, or everybody gonna think that you're a hater. And I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.